Satya Nadella discusses the future of Xbox, what they have in store, and who they compete against. Over the course of the week, Satya Nadella has come out and talked about Xbox, talked about the future, where they're going with the product, with the brand, as well as the competition that they are competing against. So it's very interesting because a lot of people were scratching their heads after some of the comments that he did say. However, this isn't the first time that we have heard this. Now, when it comes overall to the future of looking forward to the next Xbox, he's talking about innovating, bringing console and PC together on the system side of things, something that we've already heard about multiple times as to what the future of Xbox is: console PC hybrid, giving you access to your entire console library, giving you Steam on it, giving you all the Epic Games launchers and GOG, all that type of stuff, and still getting full access to the console side of Xbox. Jez Corden put out an article earlier this week and detailed what he knows right now, and the fact that you're going to be able to actually boot into the console Xbox, and then if you want, go into the full PC experience. That's very interesting to me. I wonder how they are going to handle that, because it does sound like that we are going to be getting that console Xbox user interface on the next Xbox, but then also get the full PC side, which gives you just a ton of openness as to how you want to use the device, what games you want to play off of it. Very exciting to me. One of the things about Xbox that I've always liked better than the competing platforms is it is more open. There is more things that you can do on it. They don't hold you back nearly as much. Even just thinking about the emulators you've been able to put on the Xbox Series X and S in the dev mode. It's a point where you've been able to do it in the customer retailer side of the Xbox. But all of those things have me excited about the future. But Satya Nadella also seems somewhat excited as he is talking about the work that they are planning on doing here for the next generation. He says this: "You've got to remember, Flight Simulator was the first product Microsoft ever built, even before DevTools was first. Flight Simulator was second. Remember, the biggest gaming business is the Windows business. Steam has built a massive marketplace on top of it and has done a very successful job. The way we are thinking about gaming, first of all, is we're the largest publisher after the Activision acquisition. We want to be a fantastic publisher, but we want to take a similar approach to what we did with Office. We want to make sure, whether it's consoles, PC, mobile, or cloud gaming, direct on the TV, we just want to make sure games are being enjoyed by gamers everywhere." Now, it's not that insightful. People are pointing out to the fact that he's comparing Xbox to Office and Microsoft, so now it's Microsoft Gaming, all of these things that they will always bring up whenever Satya Nadella does talk about Xbox, because he does not seem fully in tune with gaming. I will say that. I mean, I don't think it's his number one primary thing that he does care about, but because they purchased Activision, Xbox is massive now. He has to care a lot more about than he did previously. He is really here just reiterating the strategy, though, that we've known for a while, which is Xbox everywhere. They are a publisher. They're putting their games on everything: PlayStation, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox, PC, cloud, any screen. Basically, in the future, you are going to be able to play your Xbox games and catalog. And if they can actually expand that aside from the next gen console, where you get your entire console catalog of games, that will be a very interesting thing to see how they do end up doing that. And again, that future of just openness and the ability to choose where and when you want to play your games, huge for a lot of people out there. A lot of people who only have a select amount of time to actually play video games in a single week or in a single day, where it's the end of the day. They've gone to work, they've come home, they've put their kids to bed, they finally have an hour to sit down for themselves, and they have an opportunity here to play games, whether that is laying in bed before they fall asleep, sitting on the couch, or whatever it is. It's a lot easier when you have more ability and more choice as to where you play their games. And they're looking at that because the attention and the time that people do have is very, very valuable when you have so many other things that come in that could take that time and attention, such as things like TikTok, which he also touches on when it comes to who Xbox is competing with. Now, this part is kind of funny because this isn't the first person who said this. He's absolutely correct. Matt Booty is also absolutely correct when they're talking about TikTok as being a competitor for Xbox. I don't know why people were looking at this as some crazy quote that he did put out. He's talking about the attention and how people are sitting down when they have free time and just doom scrolling TikTok for hours rather than playing video games. And they're going to try to take some of that time from those people and try to get them to play Xbox instead. Microsoft's CEO agrees Xbox's competition isn't other gaming platform. It is TikTok. He says this: "I'm really looking forward to the next console. And what's the next for PC gaming? Most importantly, the gaming business model is where we have to invent some new types of interactive media as well. Gaming's competition is not other gaming. Gaming's competition is short form video. So, if we as an industry don't continue to innovate both how we produce, what we produce, how we think distribution, the economic model, the best way to innovate is to have good margins. That's how you can fund innovation. And I agree with the fact that their competition is short video, is other media forms. It isn't always just directly the other console platform. People have chosen their consoles, and we can see this. If you track the sales of PlayStation, you track the sales of Xbox, relatively the same from PS4 to PS5, from Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S. They've already chosen the console that they're playing on, and there really isn't that much Xbox could do to get people to go out and switch their platform when they've already have built up a massive digital catalog in a platform for years, for generations. It's very hard to pull people away from that. But what they can try to do is grab their attention away from anything else, like short form video, like TikTok, like even playing on other console platforms, and try to bring it over to Xbox. That's obviously what he's saying here. That is their goal. And if you're putting Xbox on a phone, somebody's phone, they pick it up, the Xbox app is there, they click that rather than clicking TikTok, they're going to win a lot more attention than just locking everything to a singular box where customers have to physically go sit down, turn the Xbox on, and consciously choose to play games that day rather than scroll TikTok. When it's on your phone, it's far easier for people to select that instead of putting their attention to other forms of media. So that part makes complete sense. And he is focusing, I would say, more on the casual gamer side of things, not on the hardcore person like myself and like a lot of people who watch this video, that the only thing that I think about when I have free time is playing video games. I don't think about watching Netflix. I don't think about watching movies. It's playing video games, and then as well on the side, watching probably a sports game that I'm interested in that night. Like if it's a Montreal Canadiens game or something, I'll have that on while I'm playing video games as well. Or even just recently with the World Series, I'll have that on while I'm playing games as well. But the number one hobby that I go to is video games. I don't think he's focusing on those people because those people have already locked in. They already have those customers. Where they're trying to grow is the broad customer base that gaming is there and they enjoy it, but it's never their number one choice. So if you put Xbox where they go to do other things, hey, maybe they will end up playing Xbox instead of watching TikTok videos. That makes complete sense. And Matt Booty said this, Satya Nadella is saying this. They're not even the first people to ever say these things, and everybody was thinking like it was this crazy thing and that he was completely out to lunch. In fact, we do have this ex-PlayStation head, Sean Layden, who everyone loves to give praise to whenever he talks crap about Xbox or about Game Pass or anything, said this as well. Ex-PlayStation head says video game industry is losing the next generation to TikTok. And he goes through here, talks to Eurogamer, says, even when you hear the gaming revenue went up 23% during the pandemic, it wasn't from new people necessarily. It was more money from the same people. And this is the existential threat I talk about when I'm meeting with developers and publishers, that you're just getting more money off of the same people, something we've talked about on this channel many times. It's a business model. I understand, and you understand, that's fine, but we're not growing the next generation. We're losing the next generation to TikTok. The competition for gaming isn't Xbox and Nintendo. It's everything else in the freaking zeitgeist that can take your time away from your gaming activity. So Sean Layden said this first, December 4th, 2024. Far before anyone. And if you think PlayStation isn't thinking the same thing, if you think Nintendo isn't thinking the same thing, you're probably wrong on that. They're all looking at the next generation of gamers. How do they continue to grow their business? And if they're all being consumed by TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and all this stuff, they're trying to get their attention from that and into gaming. So that to me makes absolute sense for growing the next gen of gamers, the younger generation, as well as trying to expand out the business, especially in a time where costs are rising. Now, the actual future of the console, Satya Nadella also does talk on this and the innovation that they are trying to do. He has this today. Second, we want to do innovative work on the system side on both console and PC. It's kind of funny that people think of console and PC as two different things. Again, really pushing what we've heard over the last week to be true, that they are making that console PC hybrid. It says we built the console because we wanted to build a better PC. And people are looking at that line. But right now, you take a look at the consoles PlayStation 5 and Xbox under the hood, both x86 architecture, both AMD on the inside. They are basically PCs with that special SoC on it with the CPU and the GPU all entwined into one. But they are basically PCs if you're comparing it to running a Windows PC, essentially the same architecture that they're all running it off. It says, which could then perform for gaming. I kind of want to revisit some of the conventional wisdom. At the end of the day, console has an experience that is unparalleled. It delivers performance that is unparalleled, that pushes, I think, the system forward. So yeah, he is absolutely saying that the next console is a PC hybrid. So to me, it's a future that I'm actually pretty excited for, especially in the way that I currently consume video games, which is PC and console. It's Steam and it's Xbox mainly, also the Nintendo Switch 2 this year as it did just drop. So to me, that's an exciting future that they're going to be bringing that all together, being able to choose where you want to boot up into. If you're wanting to boot in Windows 11, or if you're wanting to boot via the Xbox console experience, I probably would spend like 95% of my time in the Xbox console experience. But it is also here showing that it's taken Xbox, it's taken Microsoft specifically this long to realize that Windows is the PC platform that majority of people play their games on, and they allowed Steam to come in there and take it over and be the dominating storefront in there, where they absolutely dropped the ball on gaming on that front. On the PC side, Xbox and Windows could have been Steam if they would have jumped into the game far earlier than they have. Will they ever catch up to Steam? Doubtful, but can they create a competitor? I do think so, especially when you think about things like Xbox Play Anywhere, and if they continue to build out their storefront, you'll have two actual competent competing storefronts. Steam, I think, will always be the best because they have so much experience there and they've built it up. And you look at Steam OS, they're just miles ahead right now of Xbox and the Xbox full screen experience. But Xbox can slowly creep up and catch up. We will have a very interesting PC platform going forward that will transfer over as well to the console hybrid that Xbox is putting out. And I think we're going to get a first party one from them. And I think we're going to have OEMs. And to me, more choice is just better for the consumer at the end of the day. Even if people want to doom and gloom this and say Xbox is dead, more choice is better. You'll be able to pay what you want to get the power that you want. You don't have to spend the reported $1,200 on the next Xbox, which has not been confirmed by any means, but let's say that's the price it is. You're probably going to be able to buy something far cheaper that still gives you great performance and then get into the next generation with that a full Xbox console, full screen experience side of stuff on it. So to me, this is an exciting future. I know people are mad and sad that Xbox is putting Halo on PlayStation. We've seen this from miles away. If you hadn't already come to peace with that before this announcement, I'm not really sure what to tell you, because you probably should have thought about this like a year ago, or even after the 4 games that they said. I was even saying, yeah, they're going to test these 4 games out, but the likelihood, if they do well, that they're going to put more is pretty high. So here we are. Wasn't shocking to me at all, but I actually think the future is pretty good. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about Saturday Night Della's comments about the competition with TikTok, all of that stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video.